This is Asta of Asta Command. We are here to serve all of you.
Welcome, Asta. Thank you very, very much for joining us today.
Hello.
We have a question from our viewers.
Yes.
And I'd like to ask you if you could address it for us.
Yes.
It's a very nice question. Thank you. Okay, so the question is about the different Starseed missions. The person asks whether you could talk about if every Starseed, depending on where do they come from, they have different missions on Earth.
Yes. Basically, all of the starseed do have the same mission when we look at in the big picture. The big picture is to assist ascension. So regardless of which planet you come from, the truth is you didn't just come from one planet. You do have a huge affinity to a particular planet, but all of you went through so many lives in different planets. So when you have Earth thinking, you just think you're just from one place, but that is not true. But regardless, when a starseed, let's say a Pleiadian starseed, who has a huge affinity and a huge family connection with the Pleiades, they are here, of course, to help ascension. But as the Pleiadians, they are heart-centered, and their culture is to teach love and heart-centered living, and then that's what they know. So in order to assist ascension, they'll bring their cultural practice and what they know on the table to assist humanity. When it comes to Arcturians, they are the master healers, and they're very spiritual, probably the most advanced spiritual place on the universe. So when you are Arcturian, you bring your healing ability to assist the ascension. If you are a Sirian, which is different because there is Sirius A, Sirius B, Sirius C. But we're not going to talk about Sirius B or C. We'll only cover with the positive Sirian, means service to others oriented Sirian, which is Sirius A Sirians. When you're Sirians, what you will do is you're very creative, so you serve ascension process through your creativity. You have to understand that in the Sirius galactic system, they are not just Sirius. People think in the galactic system only like Sirians are there, but there are so many other people reside in which you don't know the names. But we just use as a Sirian as an example. So when you come from Sirius, you are extremely creative, so you use your creative ability to raise the consciousness of humanity. Means you can be a musician and create a beautiful music, or you can be an artist and then do spiritually inspired drawing. And then when people look at your art, their vibration goes up or has some kind of healing effect. So in that way, each people from each planet, they do have their culture to bring in to assist the ascension. But the bottom line is to assist ascension. So they all have, or we all have the same purpose.
Yeah. So yeah, they bring their traits and gifts.
Yes.
And there are some starseeds who are connected to more than one system, right? So then they have a combination of gifts.
Yes, all of you are having combination of gift, but sometimes you have a huge affinity to one or two groups. So you do, even though you do have a knowledge that you might be spend your life in Andromeda, you know this, but you don't have too much memories or too much affection toward that planet, then you will tend to use a gift of the planet that you do have a huge feelings toward. But you do have combination of this gift and skills.
Yeah, and when a starseed is going through the awakening process of its star lineage and purpose and everything, is there a reason why some who have combined star DNA, they remember first one connection, like let's say the Pleiadian, and then maybe 10 years later they might become aware of the Sirian connection and so on?
Yes. We will explain to you in terms of channeling. Let's say why a channeler can channel. Basically, they're channeling their particle of their souls, which is existing in each planet. So I use example of Erica. She didn't practice to channel or learn to how to channel from anyone, but she started to channeling Cassiopeians, 70 Cassiopeians for the first time. So it was about 3 to 5 minutes channeling. She couldn't channel longer than that. She could channel without any training or practice because she was, or she is, 70 Cassiopeian. So all she has to do is sink into that soul particle of herself and then connecting with the collective through her soul particle of her as a Cassiopeian. So when you do have so many soul particles in each planet, that's how you are channeling. So you are channeling yourself in a way of different figure. And when you are channeling outside of, let's say, your soul group, you might need to attune yourself extra because that is not having your soul essence. She can channel any beings, angelic or the galactic she has been incarnating within. But let's say if someone asks her to channel Buddha or Indian god or goddesses, she will have a difficult time. Or she'll probably need extra tuning time to attune herself with their frequencies because that is not what she's accustomed to. Because the soul essence isn't within her soul. So in that way, when you are born in so many different galactic places, you can connect with each one of them. But some of the planet you have been incarnating so many times, and then some of the planet you do have huge affections because of what you went through, mostly the positive experience. And you do have soul families all over the universes and all over the galaxies, but because of your strong love and affection, you do sort of create a stronger bond between a particular soul family. So if you are having strong feelings toward Pleiadians, and then because you have these strong feelings and love, you do have a strong connection with Pleiadian family versus any other star system. So because of that, your Pleiadian families come to you and talk to you as a representative of any other star family, in a way.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Astar.
Yes.
Can I ask another question?
Yes.
So this question is about the fleets, the different fleets that
Yes.
exist. Could you talk a little bit, spread some light on this subject?
Yes. What we are on is mothership. So that's our Astar command ship. But our ship reside 6,000 feet above Earth. So we're here because it's important for us to monitor what is going on and help. But we do have 6,370 fleets, which is located in all over the galaxies and all over the universes and all over the dimensions. So each fleet do have the commander, and they do function in a similar manner as the mothership. It's not I tell each commander of a ship, for example, New Jerusalem, to tell them how to operate their ship or how they can manage their own mission. So each fleet functions as an individual mission. So they do decide what they want to do. They do decide where they do want to go. And then each fleet, they have their own crew members, and they do have each mini ships surrounding them as well. And they do have residents in there as well. So it's if you are a United States citizen, this may be a good example. So you can think of mothership as the whole country. And then you can look at each fleet as each state. So each state has authority, and then they have each character and their each way of doing things. And usually the country, the federal, doesn't tell state what to do. They may, but we're talking about the example of the ship. So we do have the conference time to time to gather all commanders, and we'll talk and have meetings. And basically, we do talk about how we can improve our service to each planet or each beings we are providing our service to. So just like a Starship mission, Astar Command mission is to serve others and create harmonious world or universes or galaxies. So each fleet hold this mission statement, but they do have their preferences and they do have their way of doing things, and then they do have the each interest of a certain section of the blocks of the galaxy or dimensions they do want to go. So let's say if some of the fleet are interested in going to 4D planet, which is not Earth, but somewhere else, not even in this universe, other universe governed by other law, then the crew member of the ship are sort of gathered by the beings who are excelled in their own way to serve a particular characteristic of the ship. So as I have explained in the previous transmission, we are not the military, so we are not functioning in that way. But each fleet and each commander, they have their own way of serving others. So everyone needs to reach at a certain level of commandership, which is different from what you expect as human beings. That commander doesn't mean we tell crew members what to do, or we are higher ranking and everybody has to salute to us. It's not like that. But in order to be a leader of the ship, sort of CEO of the ship, you do have to have a knowledge, and you do have to have wisdom, and you do have to know how to solve the problem each fleet will encounter during the mission. So each commander has to be excelled in that particular department.
And the beings who are on these fleets, are they physical beings or also energetic beings?
Well, each fleet are same as the mothership. We have the crew members from 5D to 8D. But we do have a 9D beings member. In a way, means they do occasionally come under contact with us to offer their wisdom and advice, because they are much bigger consciousness. So it's not that they can abroad the ship. Their consciousness is bigger than us in a way.
Mm.
So highest being we can think of to place in our ship is 8D being. Unless a particular being from a higher dimension, such as Sananda or Angel or myself, decide to have a certain figure and then embody ourselves in the physical body and then function our duty in that way, that is a different story.
Yeah. And how many beings are in every fleet approximately?
How many beings?
Yes, how many beings are in every fleet?
We do have galactic beings, we do have angelic beings, and then we do have ascended masters, but mainly Sananda, because he has the mission of spreading Christ consciousness. So when there is a need to have other advice from other ascended masters, they do appear time to time as well.
Yeah, super. And then I have a personal question out of curiosity, because you have mentioned many times that Erica and I are both, of course, members of the Astral Command, and also we exist in a parallel timeline on the ships. And when you
Yes.
said that, did you mean the mothership that you are also on, or on another
Yes.
fleet? Okay. Okay.
She has her daughter, which she will have in the future. Her daughter is a member of the New Jerusalem ship, and she has visited the fleet recently because of her future connection to her future daughter. But you two are mainly reside on the mothership, unless you have a reason to. You don't really go to other fleet. You can if you want to, but mainly you function yourself to guide yourselves on earth. You are in a way functioning as a closest level of higher self, because there is a, we don't like saying the word ranking, but in a way ranking of the higher self. So you have a highest higher self, and then let's say if you are in 4D, who is the closest one who can guide you? Your immediate galactic self, means the one you are on the ship. And then that part of you do have a higher self as well, which is usually non-physical. Could be 9D or could be 10D galactic non-physical beings.
And this is the main mothership of Asta Command.
Yes.
Okay, so this
usually main motherships are offered to a crew member who do reside on the ship permanently. Means you do not have any other place to go back to. Other fleet ship members, they are there, but they have their planet to go to or go back to if they want to after the mission. So we're offering the mothership to those of you who consider the ship as a home, because mothership does have the function to make yourself feel like home. It's not just a ship, as we have explained in the previous transmission, how mothership is. We do have a park, we do have facilities, we do have healing centers, we do have the similar to a VR facility to educate yourself, or if you want to feel of your home planet, which is no longer existed, you can just feel that image and then immerse yourself within. So mothership does have that kind of function.
Okay. If anything more you would like to add from the subjects that we have explored today?
Yes. So right now you are 4.9D. So one more step to go. We're almost there. And usually before you have huge change, which you'll have, we're talking about good change, sometimes the circumstance will be darkest, or you feel like darkest. But it is very important for each one of you to go through your own particular dark night of the soul in order to bring your light back into you. So when you get triggered by a certain event or a certain person, and you feel fear, or you feel anger, or you feel hate, or whatever the negative feeling you call those feelings as, we recommend you to go through all those feelings without any judgment and feel through it. And once you clear it, you no longer have to feel it again. That means you're contributing the clearing the energetic environment for whole humanity, including yourself. And also, we do recommend for all of you to take a good care of yourself, because you have to come first, even though all of us are serving for others. But serving for others doesn't mean you have to give 100% and don't give anything to yourself. You do have to feel happy. You do have to feel healthy. You do have to have energy to serve others. So it is very important to look after yourself so you don't burn out.
Yeah, I'm very happy that you bring this up, because some people consider this as a self-centered, self-centeredness.
Yes, if people do look after themselves excessively, such as 99% or 90% just looking after themselves, and the only 10%, maybe if they feel like it, yes, that is selfish. But the people who are here to serve, even we tell them to look after themselves, they probably gonna use maybe 20 or 30% the most to use that energy to take care of themselves. And then they want to provide 70% of it. So that's okay. Even you feel like you are giving 50%, the fact is you don't. You're giving a lot less percentage than you think you're giving to yourself. Because nature of your function is to serve others, and that's how you operate. So it is important to learn to have a balance, taking care of yourself, so then you can serve others in a more effective manner.
Yeah.
And then when you're tired, including tired of serving, we'll recommend you to take a rest or have a vacation. Maybe it might be difficult for you to have a vacation at the current circumstances, but you know what we are saying. You don't have to keep on going and going and going and serving and serving and serving. You will exhaust yourself.
Yeah, especially now, because the last 2 years we are under a lot of pressure, so we need even more self-care.
Yes, and then you do feel other people's vibrations, the collective vibrations, which is not exactly high. So even just existing in this planet is tiring for many of you. So it is huge recommendation and suggestion from all of us to take care of yourself. And then don't be hard on yourself. And some of you might say, oh, I'm not doing anything special. Means your society tend to label as you are, how much you do as the level of accomplishment. You have to have some kind of physical proof of you did something. But we say to you that you existing in this planet, you're already accomplishing your service, because we need your existence, and we need your light bodies, and we need you. Your vibration just exist is balancing the whole planet. So don't be so hard on yourself. And then as long as you're doing something makes you happy, the bottom line is. And then expressing yourself as a four, that is also serving other people too, because when they look at you and then, sure, he is having such a happy life, doing something he or she wants to do for living. I want to do that too. You're already serving for others.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do not put in the box, you have to serve in a particular manner. You don't have to do a spiritual profession to serve. You can do your own profession to serve in your own way. That's why you're here.
Yeah, it is a great reminder, and I have a lot of star seeds and light workers and people who are service to others, and they come for private sessions and looking for to discover their path, their purpose, their mission, oftentimes their own higher selves. And hypnosis will tell them that there's nothing you need to do to complete your mission. Often it's just by you being and being happy that you are fulfilling your mission. And it's always such a relief and so beautiful to know this.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is Esther of Aztec Mind. We are here to serve all of you. Wow, that was super positive message from Esther.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, very, very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Arika.
Thank you. So I made some kind of I made a new episode about do we have to return to Earth after ascension on my channel with Esther, so check that out.
Sounds interesting.
Bye everyone.
Thank you everyone for watching. Big hug.
Bye.
Next time.